Janie here, and lately in my videos I have been making one card with several dies. But in today's video I'm going to be showing you 3 cards with one die. So let's get started. Today I'm going to be using this Coca Rosa half sunflower border cutting die from InLoveArts, and this cutting die has so many possibilities, and today I'm just going to share a few ideas along with a couple easy techniques. So the first thing I did was strategically die cut that from a piece of white cardstock so that the opening would be just where I needed it to be for my card topper, because later I'll be inlaying that die cut piece right back into the place it was cut from. And I'm going to be layering that piece over the top of yellow shimmer cardstock, and once everything is layered together, it will look like this. Well, not exactly, because first I have something I need to do to the white cardstock. Okay, so today I'm going to show you a technique that I haven't done in almost 10 years. But I really was in the mood to do it, and so I wanted to share it with you. And I have never done it with an alcohol ink marker before. I've done it with distress markers, but I don't know where mine are at this time. They're still in storage. So this is going to be a first. And because the tri-blend markers come with 3 different shades, and I'm using the citrus green blend, I am going to use all 3 shades for this technique, which is also a first. And I don't know what this technique is called, so you're just gonna have to watch because I think you're gonna like it. Okay, I've sped this up pretty fast because I didn't think you wanted to watch me for about 8 minutes. So what I'm doing is starting off with the darker color of green and putting the dots so close together that you almost can't tell that they're dots. And I only did 2 rows of the dark green, but I could have done 3. And then I switched to the medium green, and for that one I think I did 3 or 4 rows, I can't remember. But as you can see, they are more spread out. Still close together, but more spread out than the dark green. And then I switched to the light green, and those are very spread out. So it's like a burst. And in this case, I was thinking a burst of greenery behind the flower. And in a little bit, I'll show you a picture of the card that I did 10 years ago with this technique. And I used a blue marker and wanted it to look like the flower splashing into the water. And also in that one, I only used 1 shade of blue, whereas on this card, I used 3 shades of green. And that's the fun thing about this technique, is it doesn't matter whether you use 1 shade or several shades or what color you use to create the burst. And you know, I think that what I'm going to call this technique is the dot burst technique. So what do you think? Do you think that's a good name for it? Well, off camera, I stamped hello on the card front here. And next, I'm going to be adding a piece of ribbon down this side before attaching it to that back layer. And I'm going to be using a 1/4 inch double-sided tape to do that. I'm just going to run it right along the edge, like so. And I actually should have left some at the other end, but that's okay. I will just add some tape on the back because I like to wrap the ribbon around and attach it to the back. So you do that right there. Okay. And you can attach ribbon any way you want. You know, I mean, you don't even have to put ribbon on here, but that's what I wanted to do. And besides, I was really excited because I found my ribbon. It was in a big bag out in storage, but I was determined to find it. And you know what? I'm going to end up putting my head over this to attach the ribbon. So give me a second. Sorry about that, but I wanted to make sure I was getting it lined up really nicely, and I tend to get my head in the way. So, see here? I also got the ribbon going off the edge be really careful about that. I really didn't want it to show through the other side, but not a problem. I'll just grab my scissors and snip that right off. And I'm going to wrap this one around as well and see about... No, I did it again. Oh, I am just really getting bad at this. There we go. It should be okay. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to glue that onto that piece of yellow shimmery. I don't know if I showed you this earlier. It is a nice pearly shimmery piece of cardstock. And so I'm just going to glue that on there. And then once I do that, then I'm going to be gluing or inlaying, well, I am gluing it, but I'm going to inlay that sunflower in place. And I'm going to be doing that with a spray adhesive. And you don't have to use a spray adhesive. If you have a glue bottle with the fine tip on it, and a lot of you do, I just don't happen to have one. But you know, if you have one that's fine tipped so that it could go along those edges, that is great. But I don't, and I really like using spray adhesive. That is just me. So I'm going to line this up over the top. And again, I'm going to stick my head in the way. So I know you guys are used to seeing everybody just kind of doing this, but give me a second. Okay, so I'll tell you why I'm having a problem about getting my head in the way. It's because I have the table up higher so that you can get a closer look. And because of that, I'm kind of short. And so I'm literally on my tiptoes and looking over it, trying to get everything on there just right. And I figured that you guys already know how to adhere a layer on top of a layer. Oh, I used my glue eraser and I think it took off part of the shimmer. That doesn't make me very happy. Okay, so now I'm going to grab, hold on a second here. I'm going to grab my spray adhesive. I'm going to go spray the back of this away from my camera. Sorry, I cannot spray here with my recording stuff. And I am going to inlay that right in there, just like that. And I'm sorry, but I cannot get spray adhesive on stuff. So, I'll be right back. But I did come back after I sprayed the adhesive on the back, so you can watch me while I carefully inlay it into place. Okay, there we go. There it is inlaid, and I did lower my table enough so that I could actually do this without getting my head in the way, because I really wanted you to see me inlay it after I sprayed it. And now I am going to raise the table back up a little bit for you. I try to keep things as close to the camera as I can for you so that you can, get a good view. Okay, so next I am going to just glue that onto my card base. And while I'm doing that, I will just let you know that, I'm doing a 5x7 card. And not everybody does 5x7 cards. It's very common size, actually, in certain countries. And I kind of like it. I know we spend a lot of time doing A2 size cards, but I think it's nice to do other sizes that I am actually going to be sharing in this video because, well, I like mini slim lines, for example, and I like square cards, and I like all kinds. And so I really enjoy showing different size cards for those of you that, want to do something different. Okay, so we've got that on there. Make sure I've got everything straight. The advantages of using Beacon 3-in-1 is it sticks right away, but it gives you a little wiggle room because it's kind of slippery. It slides easily. Okay, now I'm going to put my little bow on here. And go. Okay, I'm going to put that right there in the center of the flower. Okay, now I want to tell you something else. So originally I die cut, grab too many things. I die cut these little butterflies. I was going to color them with my Spectrum Noir tri-blend markers. I was going to layer them and put them on there. But a change of plans, because I have my favorite paper pad, which has been missing, and I couldn't replace it because it's no longer available anywhere. And I just found it, and I was so excited because these butterflies were in it, and I've used these in a video back several months ago where I cut them out and used them on something. And so that's exactly what I did. I just, fussy cut around them. And this one happened to be the perfect color combination to go on this card. And not just the perfect color combination, but I did the little dots technique here. Well, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to try to get it up there close. But this butterfly has gold dots around the edges of the wings. And I thought, how amazing that it's got the same color combination and the same dot technique on it. So this became the perfect thing to add to the front of this card. And once I do that, this card will be done. And I absolutely love the way that it has turned out. And I hope that you did too. But I'm going to be showing you a few more cards. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I was going to show you 3 cards, but I'm actually going to be showing you variations of the other ones. So you're going to be seeing more than 3, but this is the only one that I'm actually making on camera because I didn't want this video to be forever long, but I will tell you how I made the other cards when I show them to you. But I would love to know what you think about this below in the comments. For this card, I used gold foil cardstock and pearl linen cardstock. And I don't know if that's really showing up on there, but this is a very elegant combination. And this is just the die cut. It is not inlaid back in. It is just glued straight to the front of the card. And then I added the butterflies and a strip down the side just to give it a different look. And this particular card is 4 by 6. And I'm going to show you a picture of this card along with a variation where it does not have this strip down the side, and it is for a mini slimline size card. So you'll see what it looks like both ways. For this card, I went for the white on white look, which is really beautiful for weddings or special occasions. And I just love the elegance of white on white. And again, I did not inlay this. This is the die cut glued directly to the cardstock. And let me get it up closer here. You can see that it has a wavy border. I have no idea where I got this from. I have some border dies and this just happened to be one of them. I actually had been looking for my border punches but couldn't find them. So that's how I created that border. And then this piece right here was the piece that was cut off. So when I did the border, obviously there's going to be a piece that's cut off. And I took that piece and put it through an embossing folder, giving it the embossed butterflies on the side. Of course, it could be embossed anything on the side, but I wanted to go with the butterfly look. And then I just pieced it right back in because obviously it fit perfectly since it was the leftover piece from the side. And then I added some butterflies to that. Now I'm going to show you 2 pictures for this card as well. And so the other picture that I'm going to show you, I am not putting this embossed piece in, and I am just leaving it solid, and you'll see that. And so obviously it won't have all of the butterflies, it will just have the one. But I just thought that this was really beautiful. And this card happens to be 5 inches by 6.5 inches, which is a weird card size, but I have a bunch of card and envelopes that size that I got from Michael's years ago. So that is my 3rd card, or more if you count that I'm going to show you 2 versions of it. And here are the 3 cards that I said that I would be making today, and this is the only one I made on camera, of course. And even though there are only 3, I did show you 2 ways to do this one, 2 ways to do this one. So actually, you got to see 5 cards today in 4 different sizes, and just different ways to use this beautiful and simple cutting die from InLoveArts. And I'll have a link to that below in the description box. But I just wanted to show you, you can inlay it, or you can just die cut it and lay it on top. It could be just a pretty card or elegant. There are just so many possibilities, and I would love to know down in the description box, which one is your favorite? Here's another look at the cards that I made with the half sunflower border cutting die from InLoveArts. And like I said, these are just a few possibilities, and I'm sure that you have plenty of ideas of your own. So I'll have a link below in the description box to this cutting die, as well as a 25% off discount code to InLoveArts. And I would love for you to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of that dot burst technique. I loved it when I did it 10 years ago, and I loved it when I did it today, and I don't know why I don't use it more often. So let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you and appreciate you so much for stopping by. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.